Welcome to the Temple of Limitless Light. This is our pathworking for Hesed, which is loving kindness in Hebrew. It is the first Sephiroth across the abyss and relates to the planet Jupiter. So this is a wonderful guided visualization. We will be using, where's my book? Here it is. Cicero's Garden of Pomegranates for the guided visualization. And the ritual will consist of first a centering and grounding using the Qabalistic cross, a creation of sacred space just using the lesser banishing ritual, the pentagram, and then a gate of transformation to take us through to the portal of Hesed. And if you want to be a part of these meetings, you can join us on Facebook. I'll put the links in the comments. And our book is out, Modern Hermeticism, available all over the place, from Llewellyn and other places. So if you're interested, not required for the class, but be helpful. So first, Alana will read the introduction to Hesed.
Okay. Chesed is the fourth Sephiroth and the sphere of mercy. The mercy of Chesed is divine love, peace, and justice at the highest level. It is unconditional spiritual love. Chesed bestows great abundance, joy, laughter, and the love of life, as well as love for God. It also bestows growth, expansion, and prosperity. The patterns of the tree of life repeat themselves after the initial three spheres are formed. Therefore, Hesed is the same type of energy as Chokmah, but on a lower, more manifest level. While Chokmah may be likened to an all-knowing, all-powerful father, Hesed is the benevolent, loving, and protective father who is unselfish and forgiving. One of the lessons of Hesed is that obedience to the higher is an honor, not an indignity. Jupiter, the planet of growth and increase, is assigned the Sephiroth, and the Sefer Yetzirah says, the fourth path is named the cohesive or receptacular intelligence, and it is so called because it contains all the holy powers, and from it emanate all the spiritual virtues with the most exalted essences. They emanate one from the other by the power of the primordial emanation, the highest crown, Kether. The term cohesive again refers to Chesed's capacity to gather together all the unmanifest energies, the holy powers it has received from the supernals across the expanse of the abyss. These powers, or emanations, are not in any way diminished as they descend the tree and continue on the path of materialization. This is the first sphere below the abyss and the second Sephirah on the right-hand pillar. It is therefore the first sphere of our physical universe, because in Chesed can be found the structural support of all that is manifested. Chesed receives the neutral current of the divine light, which has been modified and disciplined by Bina's feminine energy in the negative form, and gives it another influx of masculine energy in the positive force. This begins the process of materializing the abstract energies of the supernals. Chesed is the matrix on which the archetypal ideas will later be built into tangible form.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. That's really amazing. Chesed is the four, so it's all the fours of the tarot deck, which are pretty genuinely benevolent cards, laying a foundation. You just said. So we'll start with some belly breathing and then a guided Kabbalistic cross. So just breathe from your lower abdomen and just relaxingly allow the breath to flow out of your body. Do this a few times and sink into your body. Feel your own weight to rest against a chair or other support. Feel your breath and the solidity of your own body. And now visualize yourself growing larger and larger. Head up through the ceiling, through the atmosphere, past the moon, into space, till the earth is but a small ball beneath your feet. Reach up above your head where there's a ball of pure brilliance. Touch the light, bring it down to your forehead, and vibrate. Bring the light down to your heart center, where you can silently say the name of your inner guru, teacher, and then bring the light down through the center of your being, past your feet, to the very fiery core of the planet itself. So you're standing in a column of light and vibrate.
Ma.
Bring the light up to your left shoulder. Visualize a ball of blue flame representing unselfish love. Vibrate. Vegetu. Bring the light across to your right shoulder. Visualize a ball of red flame. Vegetu. Across your arms. Leolam. Amen. The lesser banishing ritual of the pentagram to create sacred space and the safe container for our journey. East. Yeah. Dark. Die. May. Maya. Na Teya. Before us, Raphael. Behind us, Gabriel. At our right hand, Michael. At our left hand, Uriel. Around us flame the pentagrams, and within us shines a six-rayed star. The gate of transformation will open the way to the temple of Chesed. I open the gates between worlds. I summon the guide who will aid us on our journey, strengthen us where we are weak. I open the gates between worlds. I invoke the fierce guardian who will test us by fear and bar our way. I open the gates between worlds. I invoke the ordeal, which through we will find our inner strength. Guide, guardian, ordeal. I open the gates between worlds. I open the gateway to Chesed. The Enochian call pathworking or Chesed. I invoke the powers of the first, which will open the gates of darkness beyond the spirals of the Azanai. Open the mysteries of creation as a flower. Unto me is the star child reborn and resurrected. In the name of the unity of being, power is in my heart, on my lips, in my eyes, and in my soul. O el vino de lonsa de ael da triani, odo e ione antara, camis a la hote de a azonizuda hesed, odo cicle la qua anta lo selque, oroi noromi goholote eo I al kahilante do a amaus de yadna, alaneshi ala do al wano anim, although al balam, although al monoas, although al iahe. The gateway to Chesed has been opened. Guided visualization for the temple of Chesed. You enter the temple of Malkuth, vibrating the appropriate divine names and giving the usual signs. Quickly, you ascend the path of Tao to Yesod and the path of Samek to Tiphares. From there, you ascend the path of Yod to Hesed. You find yourself standing at the end of the path, facing the door to the astral temple of Hesed. A large blue door is before you. Carved into this door is the Hebrew letter Cheth, painted in orange. Giving the projection sign, you step through the door into Hesed. Once inside, you give the sign of silence. The temple of Chesed has 4 walls, draped in blue velvet. The ceiling is carved from pure sapphire, ornated with a central square outlined in orange. The floor of the sanctuary is also engraved with the square, and 4 large candlesticks mark the angles of the room. The temple flame burns very brightly atop a blue altar in the center of the room. The scent of cedar drifts through the air. Announcing your presence, you call forth the inhabitants of this Sephiroth, vibrating the divine names El, in the name of the archangel Zadkiel, and then you call on the order of angels known as Shasmalim.
A thick mist forms in the east of the sanctuary. materializing into an angelic figure who faces you across the altar. A jovial, bearded man in rich blue robes ornamented with an orange diamond. A white-shaped diamond nimbus of light surrounds his head, and a powerful blue and orange wing adorn his shoulders. In his right hand, he carries a shepherd's crook. Tzadikiel, the righteousness of God, observes you with deep brown eyes that instantly put you at ease, and he addresses you. You have entered the realm of Gedula, majesty and greatness. By what symbol dost thou enter herein?
By the symbol of the tetrahedron.
The tetrahedron is a pyramid formed from 4 rectangles. The basal triangle receives the influences of the 3 which are above. It is a worthy symbol for the 4th sphere.
Facing the archangel across the altar, Zadkiel directs your attention to the temple flame burning brightly in a bowl carved from pure sapphire. The flame flares suddenly, and the room around you becomes translucent. It fades from view. It is replaced by a swirling mass of blue clouds. Against this backdrop, an image comes into view, a point of light within a circle. The point moves and traces a horizontal line. Then the point of light returns to the middle of the line and traces another line vertical to the first, forming a cross. Next, the horizontal line of light moves, first upward and then downward, covering the cross and forming a flat surface of light, the circle. You hear the voice of Zafgal speaking to you.
The motion of the point maketh the line, the cross, and the plane or square. So therefore are the square and the cross but one symbol, deriving from the circle and the point.
The image before you changes to the image of the Garden of Eden before the fall. Zadkiel continues.
The pyramid has been broken open. The square has been laid bare. The triangle points upward. The circle will begin to operate.
There is a flash of blue light, and you find yourself standing in a marketplace before a medieval castle. Several merchants' tables are bedecked with all manner of goods for sale, clothing, jewelry, and other items. The other tables have been set up by farmers selling food, loaves of bread, meat, eggs, and vegetables. Finely dressed men and women walk from table to table, bartering over merchandise and occasionally buying something. This appears to be a land of plenty, and even the peasants seem to be prospering here. The castle gates swing open, and a host of winged knightly figures, mounted on horses of the purest white, ride out towards you. They are dressed in chainmail and armor that shines in the colors of translucent blue and amethyst. As they get closer, you see that their skin also shines, as if their bodies were mere containers for brilliant white flames, which give their complexions an unparalleled radiance. One of their number rides in a chariot drawn by eagles. He is a grand figure, king in robes of blue and violet, trimmed with ermine. This is the archangel of Chesed, in his persona as Zafkel Sha'azmael, leader of the angelic host of the fourth Sephiroth. Unexpectedly, Zafkel gives a hearty laugh. His mirth is infectious, and you soon feel a smile spreading across your face, much to the delight of the rest of your company. The Zafkel speaks.
We are the Chazmalim, the shining ones, the order of angels associated with the sphere of Hesed. We are the givers of abundance and the liberating of virtue and joy. Divine messengers who whisper encouragement in times of despair and who teach humanity to laugh at adversity. We bestow the gifts of expansion, energy, and plenitude. But those we give our blessings to must take care not to fall into the vices of greed, gluttony, expansion of the ego, or spiritual tyranny. Remember that the knowledge of how to safely control power is a prerequisite for having power. This is why Gabora is an important precursor to Chesed on your journey up the tree. We advise you to always do what is right, noble, and good. It is written, a thing that is not right before God's will, before because God wills it. A thing that is not right because God wills it, but God wills it because it is right. Therefore, all wrongs must be converted to rights on this tree of life. Thus, it is our duty to direct all things to their right state of being, to bring the Garden of Eden back to its original state before the fall. We carry out our duties with great pleasure, and we teach that the way to the divine is through generosity and kindness.
The Shasmanim suddenly burst into joyous laughter. In a flash of light, they are gone. You find yourself standing in a village in the middle of a fierce thunderstorm. Rain driven by harsh wind stings your face and makes it difficult to see. You are soon soaked to the bone. Before you is a hill illuminated by a ring of fire around its summit. Drawing closer, you see that the top of the hill is encircled by torches. You walk up the path to the hilltop, wondering how the torches manage to stay lit in this blinding rain. In the center of the circle is a group of shaven headed priests dressed in white tunics. They stand before a large square altar, marked at the four corners with bull horns that point upward. A slaughtered calf lies on the altar, a sacrificial offering to some deity. The high priest of the ceremony stands just west of the altar, facing east. East of the altar is a veiled woman, a priestess, standing before a small tree. You ask one of the assistants what is happening, and he tells you that the gods are angry with the people of Canaan because they have not been diligent in their prayers and offerings. The rains have not stopped for over 10 days. The ground is saturated, and the rivers are overflowing their banks. Yam, god of the hostile waters, has stirred up the seas, smashing all the ships and flooding the lower regions along the shore, drowning entire villages. Mot, the death god, is claiming many victims. The people of Canaan are suffering. Therefore, the priests have come to this high place of worship to appeal to the high god to end this misery.
The high priest raises his arms skyward, oblivious to the deluge. He invokes the goddess Ashira into the body of the veiled priestess, for it is Ashira, the wife and companion of El, who can ascend to the heavenly palace to ask the high god for assistance. The priestess, speaking as the goddess Ashira, calls out to the high god on behalf of his afflicted people.
You are great, O El, the Eternal One. Indeed, you are wise. Your wisdom is forever, and you are known as the Ancient of Days. Mighty Bull, El, King, Father, and Head of the Divine Assembly. A life of good fortune is your decree. Hear me and be moved to compassion. Your people are in darkness. Have pity upon those who suffer. You who dominate the heavens, direct your son, Lord Baal, to end his reigns and pull back his storm clouds. Break the back of the evil Yam and put an end to this his destruction. Send Mot back to his abode in the underworld. Merciful El, the kindly one, your people need you. They deeply regret their transgression and ask your forgiveness. Ashira asks that El, the benevolent father of humanity, look with favor upon his people, the sons and daughters of El. The high priest continues, you are great, O El, the eternal one. the ageless one who created us, Father of years. There is no other deity more noble and mightier than you. Mighty El, whose strength is as steadfast is like that of a bull. El, the kindly and benign. You are merciful God, forever showing love to your children. Those who are righteous are dear to you. In the orbit of heavens and earth, you are the light. You are the creator of all the lands and of the inspired Lord of judgment. Among the elder gods, you are the one who is celebrated. The gods of heaven and earth are obedient to you. Compassionate El, God of mercy, you are the father of the oppressed and the lowly. Take your people to heart. Bless us and forgive us our wrongs. Accept our remorse for having offended you. Direct your son Baal to stop the endless rains. Put down Prince Yam and the hostile seas. You are the giver of good fortune. Favor your people now with kindness. Mourn for our pain and rejoice in our happiness.
The rain begins to decrease, and the storm clouds part to reveal a perfect rainbow. Several of the priests and their attendants fall to their knees and cry tears of joy. Gazing up at the blue sky behind the rainbow, you see a vision of the high god of the Canaanites. The merciful god El gazes down at you. His long hair and beard are milky white, and his face is that of an old king, creased with age and wisdom. His gray eyes display both intelligence and tenderness. El is usually remote, governing cosmic order from afar, but he has been moved by the suffering of his people, for he is a friend to humanity. In your vision, El moves his hand slowly from left to right, and the rain stops entirely. The seas become calm, and the sun begins to break through the retreating storm clouds. Suddenly, people coming out in droves from all directions. Held captive in their own homes by the elements, the people of Canaan pour out of their houses to give thanks to the high God. They circle the hill with all manner of offerings to the God of mercy. Many are so jubilant that they begin to dance and break out in songs of praise. You have no doubt of the sincerity of their gratitude. The vision fades, and you find yourself once again in the astral temple of Chesed, facing the archangel Tzaddikiel across the sapphire altar. The archangel puts his hand on your shoulder and addresses you.
It is written, boast not thyself above thy brother, if he has fallen, for how knowest thou that thou could have withstood the same temptation? Slander not, revile not. If thou cannot praise, do not condemn. Be thou therefore merciful, even as thy Father who is in heaven is merciful. Bear with one another and forgive one another. You thank the archangel Zophkiel for his insights into the realm of Hesed, and you quickly descend the path of Yod to Tipreth. Following the path of Samek to Yesod, you continue down the path of Tao to Malkuth. The archangel Sandalphon seals the door behind you. Facing the portal to the physical world, you give the projection sign and step through. Once on the other side, you give the sign of silence. The gate of return. I open the gates between worlds. I summon the guide who summons us back to the world of light. I open the gates between worlds. I summon the fierce guardian who will test us. We must be able to separate truth from falsehood, truth from illusion. open the gates between worlds. I invoke the ordeal. We must work to translate our personal insights into things that are universal so we may revivify the entire world. Guide, guardian, ordeal. I open the gates between worlds. I open the gates of return. We shall come forth by day. I thank you, Uriel, for your grounding and inner contemplation. Thank you, Gabriel, for the heights of ecstasy you bring us to. Thank you, Michael, for your guidance and protection. We thank you, Raphael, for your equanimity and balance.
By this merit, may all sentient beings know peace.
The rite is complete.